If you can't handle criticism or get all bent out of shape when you hear the truth, I suggest you go grab some ice cream or buy a new pair of shoes, whatever makes you feel better. This book is for those who want to grow up, face life like an adult, and level up financially. This book was written and recorded by Books. All rights reserved. Nothing happens by chance. Can you understand the connection between emotional control and financial health? If not, you're destined to live a life of financial misery. Think about the last time you made a stupid financial decision driven by anger, anxiety, or sheer impulsiveness. That wasn't an accident. It was a monumental failure of self-control. You might think you can separate your emotions from your money, but that's pure illusion. The science is clear. Uncontrolled emotions destroy your wealth. Studies show that people who can't manage stress or anxiety are more likely to spend irresponsibly, make poor investments, and accumulate debt. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, feeling suffocated by bills, it's time to face the brutal truth. Your emotions are screwing up your finances. Tired of feeling like you can't escape the financial hole you're in? Stop blaming the world and look in the mirror. Your emotions are sabotaging your finances. Every impulse purchase, every decision made out of fear, is ruining your financial future. I don't think this is just a series of small mistakes. These decisions add up, turning your bank account into a minefield where each misstep sinks you further. It's not just about overspending. Lack of emotional control prevents you from making smart financial decisions. Fear paralyzes you. Insecurity keeps you from investing in opportunities that could provide stability. Procrastination, born of anxiety, stops you from planning and saving for the future. You're stuck in a vicious cycle where your uncontrolled emotions create financial problems, which in turn generate more stress and anxiety. It's a downward spiral, and the only way out is to face the harsh truth head-on. It's time to stop being a slave to your emotions. Recognize that they are destroying your finances and take control. Developing emotional intelligence isn't just about feeling good. It's a financial necessity. If you want to be free, if you want to stop living in fear of tomorrow, you need to learn to master your emotions. Otherwise, prepare for a life of endless financial stress. The goal of this book is simple: to make you understand that your emotions are screwing up your finances and show you how to change that to achieve financial stability. Make no mistake, there are no shortcuts or magic solutions here. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. And if you can't control your money, you're doomed to a life of financial misery. Let's face the truth. Most of your bad financial decisions don't come from a lack of knowledge, but from uncontrolled emotions. You overspend when you're sad, buy useless things when you're stressed, make stupid investments driven by fear or greed. Science tells us that chronic stress, anxiety, and impulsivity are directly linked to disastrous financial behaviors. And you know what's worse? This won't change until you take control. This book isn't for the faint of heart. If you want to keep pretending everything is fine while your financial life falls apart, close it right now. But if you're ready to face the harsh reality and transform your life, keep reading. I'll show you, based on scientific studies and real-life examples, how your emotions are sabotaging your finances and, more importantly, how you can take control of this situation. You'll learn to identify the emotional triggers that lead to bad financial decisions. You'll understand how stress and anxiety make you spend more and save less. And above all, you'll discover practical techniques to manage your emotions and finally take control of your financial life. This isn't cliché self-help, it's financial survival. I'm not going to sugarcoat it with sweet words or empty promises. The path to financial stability is tough and requires emotional discipline. But if you follow the steps in this book, you can transform not just your finances, but your entire life. Are you prepared for that? Are you ready to face the truth and take control of your emotions and your money? Then let's go. Your financial health depends on it. There's no more time for excuses or procrastination. This is the moment to act, to make firm decisions, and to commit to change. Your emotions will no longer dictate your financial destiny. From now on, you're in charge. Let's turn your emotions into allies and your financial life into a success story. Chapter 1: The Science of Emotions and Finances. What is emotional control? Emotional control is the ability to manage your emotions so they don't dominate your actions. Make no mistake, this doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring what you feel. It means recognizing and understanding your emotions so that you can respond in a rational, rather than reactive manner. And if you think this is optional, you're screwed. Because without emotional control, your finances, your relationships, your entire life will fall apart. Science makes it clear that our emotions directly influence our decisions. Neuroscience research shows that the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotions, can easily take over if not regulated by the prefrontal cortex, the part that handles rational thought. Simply put, If you don't have emotional control, you're letting a spoiled child drive your life. Without emotional control, you'll keep making impulse purchases, investing poorly, and accumulating debt. Every time you let anger, anxiety, or sadness dictate your actions, you're sabotaging your own future. Emotional control isn't some mystical skill. It's a practical necessity for anyone who wants to succeed in life. It's about having the ability to pause, breathe, and analyze the situation before acting. It's about recognizing that the emotion is there, but deciding not to be a slave to it. When you learn to do this, your decisions become more rational, smarter, and consequently more beneficial to your financial health. You don't spend money you don't have to fill an emotional void. You don't make stupid investments just because you're afraid of missing out. Let's be clear. It's the difference between being a slave to your emotions and being the master of your destiny. It's the difference between a disastrous financial life and a life of prosperity. If you want to keep being a puppet of your own emotions, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to take control and truly improve your life, it's time to learn what emotional control is and how to apply it daily. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop letting your emotions dictate your financial decisions. Developing emotional control is developing power over your own life. It's that or a life of chaos and financial misery. The choice is yours. How emotions affect financial behavior. The way you handle your emotions directly influences the financial decisions you make. And this is not just a theory, it's a fact proven by science. Studies in neuroeconomics, the intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and economics, show that emotions have a profound impact on how we make financial choices. When you're stressed, anxious, or angry, your brain goes into survival mode. The limbic system, the part of the brain that deals with emotions, takes over and starts dictating your actions. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thinking and long-term planning, is practically silenced. In other words, you act like an emotional idiot, making impulsive decisions that destroy your financial stability. Have you ever wondered why you spend money you don't have when you're sad? Or why you make stupid investments when you're afraid of missing out on an opportunity? It's simple. Your emotions are in charge, and they are terrible financial advisors. Feelings of insecurity can lead you to hoard money irrationally, leaving it idle without earning anything. Fear can make you avoid calculated risks that could benefit you in the long run. Anxiety can paralyze you, preventing you from making crucial financial decisions. And when you're in a bad mood, you're likely to buy useless things to try to feel better, only to regret it later. Uncontrolled emotions are responsible for a huge number of financial problems. Impulsivity leads to overspending. Chronic stress leads to procrastination in making important decisions, such as saving for retirement or paying off debts. Instant gratification, fueled by the emotional need to feel good now, sabotages any chance of solid financial planning. I don't think you're alone in this. Society is full of examples of how emotions ruin financial lives. How many stories have you heard of people who won the lottery and lost everything in a few years? This happens because the lack of emotional control makes money slip through your fingers. You could have millions, and without emotional control, you'll end up broke. Enough with the excuses. It's time to face reality. If you want to be financially successful, you need to start controlling your emotions. Every bad financial decision you make is a direct reflection of your inability to manage your feelings. Learn to recognize when your emotions are trying to take over, and have the discipline to pause, reflect, and make rational decisions. Your financial health depends on it. There's no more room for impulsive and emotionally charged behaviors. Examples of research and studies on the subject. Do you think you can ignore science and still have a stable financial life? Think again. There are numerous studies and research that prove how uncontrolled emotions destroy your financial behavior. And if you don't pay attention to this data, you'll keep making the same mistakes, ruining your finances. Let's start with a classic study in neuroeconomics. Researchers at the University of Cambridge found that people with high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, make extremely risky financial decisions. The study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, showed that participants with elevated cortisol levels were more likely to invest in high-risk options with significant potential losses. What does this mean? When you're stressed, you act like a financial maniac, throwing your money away on stupid investments. Another research from Stanford University revealed how anxiety negatively impacts your finances. The study demonstrated that high anxiety makes it more difficult for people to make long-term financial plans. They prefer instant gratification, even if it means future sacrifices. In other words, if you're constantly anxious, you'll keep spending money on nonsense to feel good now, completely ignoring long-term consequences. And there's more. A study conducted by Yale School of Management analyzed how depression affects spending behavior. The results were shocking. Depressed individuals have a significantly higher tendency to make impulsive purchases. They seek a temporary escape from their negative emotional state through consumption, which only worsens their financial problems in the long run. So if you're struggling with depression and not controlling your emotions, prepare to see your bank account evaporate. Let's talk about impulsivity. The University of Michigan found that impulsive people have higher debts and lower net worth. The research showed that impulsivity is directly linked to the inability to resist unnecessary purchases and lack of financial planning. So if you can't control your impulses, you'll keep sinking into debt and moving further away from financial stability. The science is clear. Your emotions have a direct and devastating impact on your financial behavior. And the only way to change this is to learn to control your emotions using techniques based on evidence and real data. Let's face the facts and take control of your finances. Because if you don't, your emotions will keep screwing you over. And you don't want that, do you? So pay attention to the science and start making real changes. Chapter 2. The Cost of Impulsivity. How impulsive decisions harm financial health. Impulsive decisions are destroying your financial health. And if you don't understand how serious this is, you will continue to sabotage your future. Every impulse purchase, every rash investment, every financial decision made without thinking is leading you straight into a hole. This is not an exaggeration, it's reality. Think about all the times you bought something because you were sad, bored, or just because it was there. This impulsive behavior is not just about spending a few extra dollars here and there. It's a destructive habit that, over time, erodes your financial stability. Impulsivity is directly linked to higher debts and lower net worth. Impulsive people buy without thinking, accumulate credit card debt, and fail to save for the future. The result? They are constantly in the red, living paycheck to paycheck without any financial security. But why do we do this? The answer lies in the brain. When you act on impulse, your limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotions, it takes control. The prefrontal cortex, which should help you think long-term and consider the consequences, is basically shut off. You become a slave to your emotions, acting without thinking about the repercussions. And guess what? The consequences are devastating. Impulsive spending leads to a spiral of debt, which in turn creates more stress and anxiety, further fueling impulsive behavior. It's a vicious cycle that only ends when you decide to take control. Impulsive decisions also destroy your ability to plan. Let's face it, you can't build a solid financial future if you're constantly sabotaging your plans with impulsive purchases. Maybe you intend to save for a house, retirement, or an emergency fund. But every time you give in to an impulse, you're diverting money from these important goals. And make no mistake, these diversions add up. One purchase here, another there, and suddenly you realize that years have passed and you still have nothing saved. Moreover, impulsive decisions can lead to disastrous investments. Driven by the emotion of the moment, you might put your money into risky schemes or investments that haven't been properly researched. Studies from the University of Cambridge have shown that high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, lead people to make riskier financial decisions. This means that in moments of stress or anxiety, you are more likely to make financial choices that can result in significant losses. If you don't learn to control your impulses, your financial health is doomed. You need to develop the discipline to pause and think before you act. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Does this align with my long-term financial goals? If the answer is no, have the courage to walk away. The only way to break this destructive cycle is to take control. Recognize that your impulsive decisions are screwing up your life. Take concrete steps to change. Start monitoring your spending, create a budget, and stick to it religiously. Develop self-control techniques, like waiting 24 hours before making a non-essential purchase. And above all, remember that every financial decision should be made with the future in mind. Because if you continue down the path of impulsivity, you'll end up exactly where you're headed, broke and regretful. Case studies of impulsive financial decisions. Impulsive financial decisions destroy lives. If you don't believe it, here are some case studies that show how a lack of emotional control leads to financial disaster. Brace yourself, because the reality is brutal, and you need to hear this. Names have been changed, and some details omitted to protect the identities of those involved. First, we have the case of Lisa, a successful professional who always had trouble controlling her shopping impulses. Lisa earned a good salary but lived on the edge of overdraft. On a particularly stressful day at work, she decided to treat herself to a designer handbag worth $1,000. The result? The impulsive purchase not only drained her savings, but also sent her into a spiral of credit card debt. Science explains this. A study from Stanford University showed that impulsive purchases are often an attempt to relieve stress, but they end up causing more anxiety and long-term financial problems. Lisa is now struggling to get out of debt, and her financial health is in shambles. Another example is John, a young entrepreneur who decided to invest all his money in a cryptocurrency after seeing a sudden price surge. He did no in-depth research, acting only on the fear of missing out FOMO. Shortly after, the market crashed, and John lost almost all his capital. Studies show that FOMO is a significant factor in impulsive investment decisions and often leads to catastrophic financial losses. There is a direct correlation between high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and the propensity to make high-risk financial decisions without proper analysis. Now let's talk about Mary, a single mother who, in a moment of desperation, resorted to payday loans with exorbitant interest rates to cover unexpected expenses. Mary was emotionally exhausted and didn't think about the long-term consequences. These loans quickly accumulated, and the crushing interest rates led her into an unsustainable financial situation. Studies by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in the U.S. show that high-interest loans are a common trap for people in moments of emotional vulnerability, creating a debt cycle that is almost impossible to break. Then we have Peter, an executive who, after a painful divorce, began spending compulsively on luxury travel and entertainment to fill the emotional void. He justified these expenses as a way to recover, but he was merely postponing the need to face his emotions. Yale University conducted a study showing that excessive spending during periods of depression or stress is an attempt to seek instant gratification, but it results in greater financial and emotional stress in the long run. Peter ended up depleting his savings and had to sell valuable assets to cover his expenses, seriously compromising his financial future. These cases are not exceptions. They are the norm for many who cannot control their emotions. Financial impulsivity is a recipe for disaster, and these case studies clearly show the devastating impact it can have. If you continue to make impulsive financial decisions, you can expect similar results. It's time to wake up and take control. Learn from these examples. Take concrete steps to manage your emotions and protect your financial future. Because if you don't, you'll end up just like Lisa, John, Mary, and Peter, ruined and regretful. Strategies to recognize and control impulses. If you don't learn to recognize and control your impulses, your finances will continue to be a mess. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Here are practical, scientifically backed strategies to help you stop acting like an emotional idiot and start making smart financial decisions. First, recognize your triggers. You need to know what sets off your impulses. Is it work stress, anxiety about the future, or maybe sadness over a failed relationship? Identify these situations and emotions. Studies show that emotional awareness is the first step in controlling impulsive behavior. Research from Harvard indicates that practicing mindfulness can significantly reduce impulsivity, helping you notice your emotions before they lead you to make a stupid decision. Once you recognize your triggers, develop a plan of action. Don't wait until you're in the middle of an emotional crisis to decide how you're going to react. Plan ahead. For example, if you know you tend to overspend when you're stressed, set a spending limit and stick to it religiously. Create a budget that includes a small amount for indulgences, but don't exceed that amount. People who create and follow a budget are less likely to spend impulsively. Another strategy is the 24-second technique. When you feel the urge to spend, stop and take a deep breath for 24 seconds. This small delay can be enough to activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking, and help you reconsider. Studies show that even a short pause can disrupt the impulsive cycle and allow for more conscious decision-making. Also, use the 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases. If you see something you want to buy, wait 24 hours before doing so. This time allows the emotion of the moment to pass and lets you evaluate the purchase more rationally. This technique can significantly reduce impulse buying. To control investment impulses, never invest based on emotion. Base your decisions on research and facts, not feelings. If necessary, consult a financial advisor. A study from Cambridge showed that investors who seek professional guidance are less likely to make impulsive and risky decisions. Don't underestimate the power of accountability. Involve someone you trust in your financial decision-making process. It could be a friend, family member, or partner. Studies show that social accountability can help keep impulses in check. People who discuss their financial decisions with others are more cautious and less likely to spend impulsively. Lastly, take care of your mental health. Uncontrolled emotions often stem from mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Therapy, meditation, and regular exercise can help improve your emotional balance. Practices like meditation can reduce cortisol levels and improve emotional control, leading to better financial decisions. Use these strategies to recognize and control your impulses before they destroy your future. It's time to stop acting like this and start being smart with your money. Chapter 3. The role of stress and anxiety in finances. How stress and anxiety affect financial decisions. Stress and anxiety are ruining your financial decisions. This is serious. These two emotional monsters not only destroy your mental peace, but also wreck your wallet. When you're stressed or anxious, your brain goes into survival mode. The limbic system, especially the amygdala, which handles emotional responses, takes over. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational thinking and long-term planning, practically shuts down. In simple terms, you're operating on emotional autopilot, and that pilot is an idiot. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, are associated with risky and impulsive financial decisions. People under chronic stress tend to seek immediate gratification, completely ignoring long-term consequences. This means spending money you don't have on things you don't need, just to alleviate the momentary tension. And guess what happens next? More stress, more anxiety, and an even bigger financial hole. Anxiety is also a major saboteur. Stanford conducted a study revealing that financial anxiety leads people to procrastinate important decisions, such as investing or saving for retirement. Instead of facing your finances head-on, you become paralyzed, avoiding any action that might aggravate your anxiety. The result? You don't save, you don't invest, and you're always playing catch-up. Let's talk about investments for a moment. When you're anxious, your risk tolerance is distorted. Anxiety makes people either overly cautious or dangerously bold in their investments. In both cases, your emotions are screwing up your ability to make rational decisions. You end up missing growth opportunities, or worse, diving into disastrous investments that promise quick profits but result in losses. And don't be fooled. The impact of stress and anxiety goes beyond purchasing or investment decisions. They affect your ability to plan and stick to a budget. When you're constantly worried, your brain is overloaded. Princeton proved that the cognitive load of stress and anxiety diminishes your capacity to process complex information, such as what's needed to plan your finances. This means you're more prone to mistakes, forgetfulness, and irrational decisions. If you don't start controlling your stress and anxiety, prepare for a life of financial chaos. These emotions aren't just annoying. They are silent destroyers of your financial stability. Be proactive, face your emotional demons, and start making financial decisions that truly benefit your future. Because if you don't, no one else will. Techniques to manage stress and improve financial control. If you don't manage your stress, your finances will go from bad to worse. And this isn't a possibility, it's a certainty. Uncontrolled stress makes you make idiotic financial decisions. If you don't start acting now, you'll continue on this spiral of destruction. Here are scientifically proven techniques to manage stress and improve your financial control. Don't expect me to be gentle because the situation is critical. First, start with meditation. Think it's nonsense. Then keep living in chaos. Meditation is one of the most effective ways to reduce stress and improve mental clarity. Studies from Yale University show that regular meditation significantly lowers cortisol levels, the stress hormone. When your cortisol levels are low, your brain functions better, allowing you to make more rational financial decisions. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day to meditate. If you can't find that time, then you deserve the financial chaos you're living in. Another crucial technique is physical exercise. I'm not talking about becoming an Olympic athlete. I'm talking about moving, sweating, and releasing endorphins. The American Psychological Association confirms that regular exercise not only reduces stress, but also improves mood and increases mental resilience. When you're physically active, your ability to handle stressful situations improves, and you don't resort to impulsive spending to feel better. Do 30 minutes of moderate exercise at least 5 times a week. If you think that's too much, then keep spending your money on crap to relieve stress. Let's talk about sleep. If you're sleeping poorly, you're making bad financial decisions. Period. The National Sleep Foundation states that adults need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night to function optimally. Lack of sleep increases cortisol and decreases your ability to make rational decisions. This means you're more prone to impulsive spending and procrastination in financial planning. Establish a strict sleep routine and follow it as if your life depended on it, because financially it does. Now let's move to nutrition. If you're filling your body with junk, your brain will function like junk. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can significantly improve mental health and reduce stress. Avoid excessive sugar and caffeine, which can increase anxiety and hinder clear decision-making. If you think eating well is expensive, compare it to the cost of your bad financial decisions. Additionally, seek social support. I'm not talking about venting on Facebook, but having real conversations with people you trust. Strong social support can lower stress levels and improve emotional resilience. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist about your financial concerns. They can offer valuable perspectives and help you stay calm in moments of crisis. Last but not least, be brutally honest with yourself about your finances. If you're ignoring the real state of your money, the stress will only increase. Studies from the University of Southern California reveal that a lack of financial transparency with oneself is one of the main causes of financial anxiety. Take a complete inventory of your finances. Know exactly how much you earn, how much you spend, and how much you owe. Create a realistic budget and stick to it rigorously. If you don't know where your money is going, don't be surprised when you end up with nothing. Use these strategies to manage stress and improve your financial control. It's time to stop acting this way and start being smart with your money. Chapter 4. Identifying your emotional triggers. Why are triggers important? You need to face reality. Your emotions are sabotaging your financial health. The only way to stop this destructive cycle is by understanding exactly what triggers these emotions. When you don't recognize your emotional triggers, you're walking blind. Every time you feel anger, sadness, anxiety, or stress, your emotions take control and your financial decisions go down the drain. Study after study shows that uncontrolled emotions lead to disastrous financial behaviors. Financial anxiety causes procrastination and irrational decisions. If you don't understand what's causing this anxiety, how on earth are you going to fix it? Imagine a stressful day at work. You come home, open your laptop, and start buying things you don't need. Why? Because you're trying to feel better. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, are directly linked to impulsive purchases. Without understanding that stress is the trigger, you'll keep repeating this self-destructive behavior, ruining your finances more and more. Knowing your emotional triggers is like having a map to avoid financial pitfalls. When you know certain events or emotions make you spend more, you can take preventive measures. This is pure and simple science. Harvard University found a direct correlation between emotional awareness and the ability to manage money better. If you know you're stressed, you can find healthy ways to cope with it instead of maxing out your credit card. Understanding your triggers allows you to plan ahead. If you know that anxiety about your financial future paralyzes you, you can create a clear and detailed action plan for your finances. Financial planning reduces anxiety and improves financial stability. But this only works if you know what's triggering you and are prepared to face it. Here's the brutal truth. Without this understanding, you'll never get better. You'll keep going in circles, wondering why you can never save, why you're always in the red. And the answer will always be right in front of you. You don't understand your emotional triggers. Yale concluded that people who ignore their emotions end up making worse financial decisions and have lower overall financial satisfaction. Do you really want to keep going down that path? Understanding your emotional triggers isn't just important, it's vital. Your financial health depends on it. Start paying attention to how you feel, identify what's causing these emotions, and find healthy ways to deal with them. So, what are you going to do about it? Will you continue ignoring your emotions and watching your finances crumble, or will you take control? Exercises to recognize emotional triggers. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to shake you up and make you wake up to reality. Here are powerful and scientifically backed exercises to help you finally identify and confront your emotional triggers. First, keep an emotional journal. Stop thinking this is for the weak. Writing down your daily feelings and thoughts is a powerful technique to identify emotional patterns. Numerous studies have shown that expressive writing can help process emotions and reduce stress. Note every time you feel a strong emotion, and especially every time you make an impulsive purchase or a bad financial decision. Ask yourself, what was I feeling? What triggered this emotion? How did it influence my decision? Be brutally honest. If you can't be honest with yourself, you're destined to continue the same destructive cycle. Second, practice mindful self-observation. Don't know what this is? It's simply paying attention to yourself in real time. Every hour, stop and ask yourself how you're feeling. Are you anxious? Are you angry? Identifying these emotions as they happen is crucial. Mindful self-observation can increase emotional intelligence and improve decision-making. Set an alarm on your phone to remind you to do this regularly. Don't skip this exercise. Your ability to manage your finances depends on it. Third, engage in retrospective visualization. Take time at the end of each day to review your actions and emotions. Reflect on the moments when you felt intense emotions and the decisions you made. Ask yourself, why did I react this way? What was really happening? This helps create a clear connection between your emotions and your financial actions. Research from Stanford University shows that retrospective visualization can help identify behavior patterns and develop strategies to break negative cycles. Additionally, use the chain of events technique. When you find yourself in an emotionally charged situation, trace back the events that led to this emotion. What happened immediately before? And before that, continue until you identify the origin point. This technique can help dismantle automatic and impulsive reactions, allowing you to see the root of the problem. Another powerful exercise is self-dialogue. Instead of suppressing or ignoring your emotions, have an honest conversation with yourself. Ask, why am I feeling this? Is this response proportional to the situation? What can I do to handle this healthily? Self-dialogue can reduce the intensity of negative emotions and improve self-control. If you can't handle your own emotions, they will continue to dictate your financial decisions. Finally, seek external feedback. Talk to someone you trust about your emotions and financial decisions. Ask if they've noticed patterns or triggers that you might not see. External feedback can provide valuable perspectives and help identify hidden emotional triggers. If you think you can do this alone, you're deluding yourself. We all need an external mirror from time to time. Use these exercises to identify your emotional triggers and start making real changes. Stop acting like a puppet of your emotions and start driving your own financial life. Chapter 5. Overcoming Financial Procrastination. How procrastination is linked to emotional control. You're procrastinating and destroying your financial life. If you think this has nothing to do with emotional control, you're dead wrong. Procrastination and emotional control are intrinsically linked. Your lack of emotional control is turning you into a chronic procrastinator, and it's ruining your finances. Procrastination isn't just laziness. It's an emotional response. Studies from Calgary reveal that procrastination is a way to avoid negative emotions like anxiety, frustration, or boredom. When you delay paying bills, investing, or even planning your budget, you're not just being irresponsible. You're trying to escape uncomfortable feelings. This is emotional cowardice. Every time you procrastinate, you're allowing your emotions to take control. People with low emotional control are more prone to procrastinate. They feel overwhelmed or anxious and, instead of facing the problem head-on, prefer to kick the can down the road. The result? Bills pile up, interest grows, and your financial situation worsens. Procrastination is a vicious cycle fueled by a lack of emotional control. Procrastination is a thief. It steals your time, your money, and your peace of mind. Every time you delay an important financial decision, you're sacrificing your future for momentary relief. There's a direct link between procrastination and financial stress. The more you procrastinate, the more stressed you become, and this stress further fuels procrastination. It's a hellish cycle that only ends when you take control. Understanding this connection is the first step to breaking the cycle. When you recognize that procrastination is an emotional response, you can start working to manage these emotions. Emotional regulation can significantly reduce procrastination. This means that if you learn to control your emotions, you'll be more capable of tackling financial tasks efficiently and timely. Make no mistake, solving procrastination isn't just about making a to-do list. It's about facing your emotions head-on. Create a detailed financial plan and commit to following it. Every time you feel the temptation to procrastinate, remind yourself of the long-term financial consequences. Visualizing long-term consequences can help motivate immediate action. Your procrastination is killing you financially. Understand that it's a matter of emotional control and start working on it now. Because if you continue to let your emotions dominate, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle of procrastination and financial destruction. Take control of your emotions, face your tasks, and start building a solid financial future. Tools and techniques to combat procrastination. If you're tired of being a pathetic procrastinator and want to finally take control of your life, get ready for some hard truths. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit. It's a disease that's destroying your financial future. And don't bother crying or making excuses. You need concrete tools and techniques to combat this plague now. Let's get straight to the point. No beating around the bush. First, stop stalling and start with a Pomodoro technique. This is simple but powerful. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work without interruptions during that period. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method can boost productivity and reduce procrastination. Another indispensable tool is Kanban. Don't know what it is? It's a visual technique for managing tasks. Get a whiteboard, divide it into columns like to do, in progress, and done. Put your tasks on Post-its and move them as you progress. The University of Michigan found that using Kanban increases productivity and helps maintain focus. If you can't visualize your progress, you'll stay lost and procrastinate. Let's talk about automation techniques. Stop doing everything manually and start using tools like Trello or Asana. They help organize tasks, set deadlines, and keep you on track. Automating administrative tasks can significantly reduce procrastination. If you're drowning in details, these tools will save you. Don't underestimate the power of planning. If you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail. Use reverse planning. Start with your end goal and work backward, detailing each step needed to achieve it. Strong evidence suggests that reverse planning can increase clarity and reduce procrastination. If you don't know what needs to be done, you'll keep putting it off. Another powerful weapon is an accountability partner, someone to hold you responsible. Choose someone who won't accept your pathetic excuses. Schedule regular check-ins and be brutally honest about your progress. Having someone to answer to can significantly reduce procrastination. If you're struggling alone, you're more likely to fail. Let's talk about the 5-minute technique. When you feel overwhelmed, commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. This breaks the initial inertia, and most of the time you'll keep going beyond 5 minutes. Yale has proven that this technique can be extremely effective for overcoming initial resistance to tasks. If you can't start, it's because you're letting your emotions dominate. Finally, adopt an action mindset. Stop overthinking and start doing. Make quick decisions and execute. Quick and decisive action can break the cycle of procrastination. If you keep overanalyzing, you're just sabotaging yourself. If you want to beat procrastination, use these tools and techniques. Take control now. The only person who can change this is you. Be aggressive, be relentless, and eliminate procrastination from your life forever. Chapter 6. Dealing with financial fear and insecurity. Strategies to confront fear and insecurity in financial decisions. Let's put an end to this nonsense of fear and insecurity when it comes to financial decisions. If you don't face this now, you'll continue living in mediocrity. There's no point crying over spilled milk or hoping for a miracle to solve your problems. Here are straightforward, scientifically backed strategies for you to take control of your financial life and stop being a coward. First, stop running from reality. Face your finances head on. Make a brutally honest analysis of your financial situation. How much do you earn? How much do you spend? How much do you owe? Without this clarity, you're screwed. Full awareness of your financial situation reduces fear and increases confidence in decision-making. So stop stalling and do this analysis now. If you don't know where you are, you can't plan where you're going. Next, financial education. If you don't understand finances, of course you're going to be afraid. Invest in yourself. Read books, take online courses, consult experts. Financial education significantly increases confidence in investment decisions. If you don't know what you're doing, it's because you haven't taken the time to learn. And if you don't learn, you have no excuse to feel insecure. Another strategy is to create a solid financial plan. This isn't optional. It's essential. Set clear goals, create a detailed budget, and follow it rigorously. Financial planning reduces anxiety and increases confidence. Without a plan, you're adrift, and every financial decision will feel like a leap in the dark. With a plan, you have a map to follow and know exactly what to do. Don't underestimate the power of social support. Surround yourself with people who understand finances and can advise you. Join discussion groups, network with financial professionals. Social support reduces financial insecurity and improves the quality of decisions. If you're trying to do everything alone, you're sabotaging yourself. No one wins a war without allies. Let's talk about visualization. Imagine yourself making confident financial decisions and achieving success. Positive visualization can boost self-confidence and reduce fear. This isn't cheap self-help. It's a proven technique. If you can't see yourself succeeding, you never will. Visualize, believe, and act accordingly. Another technique is progressive desensitization. Start with small financial decisions that have low risk and gradually increase the complexity and impact of these decisions. Gradually facing financial fears reduces anxiety and builds self-confidence. If you're waiting to feel secure to make big decisions all at once, you'll wait forever. Start small and grow. Last but not least, practice emotional resilience. Meditation, physical exercise, and breathing techniques are essential to maintain calm and mental clarity. Emotional resilience improves decision-making under pressure. If you're emotionally unbalanced, every decision will seem like a nightmare. Balance your emotions to make rational and safe decisions. Stop being weak. If you want to overcome fear and insecurity in financial decisions, apply these strategies. Educate yourself, plan, seek support, visualize success, progressively desensitize yourself, and practice emotional resilience. Take control now, or continue being a slave to your fear. Developing a positive and confident mindset. A positive and confident mindset doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's built with hard work, discipline, and constant practice. Here are the strategies you need to adopt immediately to transform your mind and, consequently, your life. First, stop surrounding yourself with negativity. Your friends, your environment, even your social media, if they're filled with negativity, they're dragging you down. People surrounded by negative influences are less likely to develop a positive mindset. Cut these anchors out of your life. If you keep filling your mind with garbage, don't be surprised when your mindset rots. Second, practice gratitude daily. And no, this isn't cheap self-help talk. It's science. Regular practice of gratitude significantly increases well-being and emotional resilience. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. No matter how small they are, just do it. This shifts your focus from what's lacking to what you already have, creating a solid foundation for a positive mindset. Third, visualize your success. If you can't imagine yourself achieving your goals, you never will. Positive visualization not only boosts confidence, but also improves performance. Every day, take a few minutes to close your eyes and visualize yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions, see the details, live that experience in your mind. If you think this is nonsense, keep failing. Next step, invest in your personal development. Stop spending money on things you don't need and start investing in books, courses, and training. The University of Chicago has proven that continuous development of skills and knowledge is directly linked to confidence. Learning something new strengthens your mind and increases your sense of competence. If you're stagnant, it's because you chose ignorance. Adopt an action-oriented mindset. Stop overthinking and start doing. Decisive action increases confidence and reduces anxiety. When you act, even if you make mistakes, you're building experience and confidence. Being paralyzed by fear and doubt only perpetuates insecurity. Make quick decisions and adjust as needed. Sitting around waiting for perfection is a recipe for failure. Another crucial technique is self-compassion. This doesn't mean being easy on yourself. It means recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and learning from them. Self-compassion is linked to greater resilience and a positive mindset. When you fail, don't sink into self-pity. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Use your mistakes as stepping stones, not as anchors. Finally, practice physical resilience. Regular exercise not only strengthens the body, but also the mind. The American Psychological Association confirms that regular physical activity reduces stress, improves mood, and increases confidence. If you can't take care of your body, don't expect your mind to be strong. Exercise regularly and see how it impacts your mindset. Use these strategies to develop a positive and confident mindset. It's time to stop making excuses and start taking action. Transform your mind and take control of your life. Chapter 7. Developing Emotional Intelligence. Concept of emotional intelligence and finances. Emotional control and emotional intelligence are distinct concepts, and in the financial context, understanding the difference between them can be the key to transforming your financial life from a complete disaster to absolute success. Emotional control is about managing your emotions in the heat of the moment. It's about not letting fear, anger, or anxiety make you make stupid financial decisions. When you see the stock market plummet and feel panic rising, emotional control is what stops you from selling all your stocks out of fear. Investors who can stay calm during times of high volatility tend to have better long-term returns. Without emotional control, every market fluctuation is an invitation to financial ruin. Now, let's talk about emotional intelligence, which is a much broader concept. While emotional control is a piece of the puzzle, emotional intelligence is the whole picture. It involves self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Emotional intelligence is strongly correlated with healthy financial decisions and long-term success. In the financial context, self-awareness means knowing how your emotions affect your money decisions. If you're stressed at work and feel the temptation to make an impulsive purchase to feel better, self-awareness helps you recognize this pattern before you sabotage yourself. Self-awareness reduces impulsive financial behaviors. Self-regulation or emotional control is part of emotional intelligence. It's crucial but not sufficient on its own. Knowing you're angry because you lost money on an investment and being able to calm yourself to avoid making another impulsive decision is vital. But without self-awareness and empathy, you can still be on the wrong path. Self-regulation improves decision-making but needs to be accompanied by other emotional skills. Motivation in the financial context is the ability to stay focused on your long-term goals even when immediate results are disappointing. A study from the University of Michigan found that investors with high emotional motivation are more likely to stick to their investment strategies during tough times, avoiding the common mistake of selling low and buying high. Empathy and social skills are also crucial components of emotional intelligence. Empathy allows you to understand others' motivations in financial negotiations, whether with partners, clients, or financial advisors. Business leaders with high empathy can negotiate better terms and build more enduring and profitable relationships. Social skills help you build a network of contacts that can provide support and financial opportunities, which is vital for sustainable financial growth. So, what's the difference in the financial context? Emotional control is about managing your immediate reactions to avoid bad financial decisions. Emotional intelligence is about a broader and deeper understanding of how your emotions and the emotions of others influence your finances. Without emotional intelligence, you might be good at not panicking, but still fail to plan properly, understand others, or motivate yourself to stick to a long-term financial plan. Exercises and practices to increase emotional intelligence. If you're waiting for emotional intelligence to fall from the sky and solve your financial problems, it's time to wake up to reality. This requires hard work and discipline. Let's get straight to the point with exercises and practices that will increase your emotional intelligence in the financial context. If you don't want to remain a financial failure, follow these steps rigorously. First, practice daily self-assessment. Every single day, take 10 minutes to reflect on your financial decisions. Ask yourself, what did I buy today? Why? How was I feeling at the moment? Regular self-assessment increases self-awareness, a crucial component of emotional intelligence. If you don't understand why you're making certain financial decisions, you'll never be able to change your destructive habits. Another fundamental practice is meditation. And again, this isn't nonsense. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to meditate and calm your mind. This helps you respond, rather than react, to stressful financial situations. If you can't focus for 15 minutes, then you deserve the financial mess you're living in. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day, especially related to your finances. This can be as simple as, I'm grateful I paid all my bills this month. This shifts your focus from what's lacking to what you've already achieved, strengthening your financial mindset. Train financial empathy. The next time you're in a financial negotiation or discussion, make a conscious effort to understand the other person's perspective. Ask yourself, what does this person really want? How do they feel? Empathy significantly improves negotiation skills and the building of financial relationships. If you think you can go through life ignoring others' feelings and still succeed, you're fooling yourself. Invest in your personal development. Stop spending money on things you don't need and start investing in financial education. Take courses, read books, attend webinars. Continuous skill development increases self-confidence and motivation. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. And this is directly reflected in your finances. Practice emotional resilience through physical exercise. Regular physical activity improves mood and emotional resilience. Exercise at least 3 times a week. This not only improves your physical health, but also strengthens your ability to handle financial stress. If you're neglecting your body, your mind will pay the price. Use the 5-minute technique. When facing a tough financial decision, stop and wait 5 minutes before acting. Yale studies indicate that this pause can reduce impulsivity and allow you to make more rational decisions. If you can't wait 5 minutes, you lack self-control, and your financial life will reflect that. Finally, seek regular feedback. Find someone you trust and ask them to review your financial decisions with you. External feedback can increase self-awareness and emotional intelligence. We all need a mirror to show us what we can't see ourselves. Use these exercises to build your emotional intelligence and take control of your financial life. Stop making excuses and start putting in the work. Transform your mind, and your finances will follow. Chapter 8. Financial Planning with Emotional Awareness. How to create a financial plan that accounts for your emotions. Creating a financial plan is the only way to avoid continuously sabotaging your own financial life. If you think you can simply ignore your emotions and move forward, you're screwed. Your emotions influence every financial decision you make. So let's do this the right way, considering your emotions and creating a solid financial plan. First, make a brutally honest assessment of your finances and emotions. Grab a piece of paper and write down everything: your income, your expenses, your debts, and crucially, how you feel about each of these aspects. Recognizing and understanding your emotions is the first step to making better financial decisions. If you're ignoring your feelings, you're dooming your plan to fail. Next, set clear and specific financial goals. It's not enough to say, I want to save more, or I want to get out of debt. Be specific. I want to save $10,000 in a year, or I want to pay off my $5,000 credit card debt in 6 months. Clear and specific goals are more effective because they provide precise and measurable focus. And while setting these goals, note how you feel about each one. This will help you understand which objectives are truly important to you emotionally. Now break these goals into smaller, more manageable steps. This is not just about organization. It's a strategy to deal with anxiety and stress. Breaking down big goals into smaller tasks can reduce procrastination and fear. Each small victory will feed your sense of accomplishment and keep your motivation high. And, of course, keep monitoring your emotions as you progress through each step. Create a budget that reflects not only your financial needs, but also your emotions. This means allocating a part of your budget for expenses that bring you joy and satisfaction, but within reasonable limits. If you enjoy dining out or buying new clothes, set aside a specific amount for it. Budgets that include spending for personal pleasure are more sustainable because they help avoid the feeling of deprivation, which can lead to impulsive spending. Incorporate an emergency fund into your financial plan. This is non-negotiable. Having an emergency fund significantly reduces financial stress and anxiety. Knowing you have a safety net will give you the confidence to make bolder and more informed financial decisions. Now use the 5 whys technique for every major financial decision. Ask yourself why 5 times to understand the root of your emotional motivation. If you want to buy a new car, ask why that's important to you and keep going until you uncover the real motivation. Studies from Columbia University indicate that this technique can help uncover hidden emotional motivations, allowing for more rational decisions. Set regular check-ins with yourself. Reserve a weekly time slot to review your financial progress and, more importantly, your emotions regarding that progress. Regular progress reviews increase the likelihood of achieving financial goals. Use this time to adjust your plan as necessary, considering any changes in your emotional or financial circumstances. Finally, seek support. Involve trusted friends, family, or a financial advisor in your plan. Social support is crucial for maintaining discipline and motivation. If you're trying to do everything alone, you're setting yourself up for failure. Use this support for honest feedback and to keep you on track. If you want a financial plan that works, you need to account for your emotions. Make an honest assessment, set clear goals, break them into steps, create an emotionally balanced budget, establish an emergency fund, use the 5 whys, have regular check-ins, and seek support. Be smart and master your finances. Bonus. Here are 10 practical and brutal tips to cut expenses, increase your savings, and finally take control of your finances. No excuses, no nonsense, just direct and effective actions. 1. Create a strict budget. Track every penny you spend. If you don't know where your money is going, how do you expect to save? Use personal finance apps like Mint and NAB. You need a budget, or even an Excel spreadsheet. People who maintain a detailed budget are much more likely to save money. 2. Cut unnecessary expenses. Stop spending money on things you don't need. This includes subscriptions to services you don't use, impulse purchases, and excessive leisure spending. Eliminating unnecessary expenses can free up a significant amount of money for savings and investments. 3. Reduce fixed bills. Call your service providers, internet, phone, insurance, and negotiate lower rates. Often, you can get discounts just by asking. Customers who regularly negotiate their bills save an average of 20% more per year. 4. Buy in bulk and cook at home. Buy food in bulk and cook at home. Eating out is one of the biggest financial drains. Plan your meals and buy only what you need. Families that cook at home save significantly more money than those who eat out regularly. 5. Use public transportation. If possible, use public transportation, carpool, or bike. Cars are expensive when you consider fuel, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation. Reducing car use can save you thousands of dollars a year. 6. Adopt a minimalist lifestyle. Adopt a minimalist lifestyle. Buy less, buy better quality, and focus on what truly matters. Minimalism can not only save you money, but also reduce stress and increase personal satisfaction. 7. Shop smart. Use coupons, wait for sales, and buy second-hand or thrift shop items. There's no shame in saving money this way. Consumers who shop smart and wait for discounts save significantly more over time. 8. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account as soon as your paycheck hits. Automating savings can significantly increase the amount saved over time because it removes the temptation to spend. 9. Avoid credit card debt. Avoid using credit cards unless you can pay off the balance in full each month. Credit card interest is one of the biggest enemies of financial health. Individuals who avoid credit card debt have significantly better financial health. 10. Regularly review your finances. Conduct a monthly review of your finances. See where you're overspending and make adjustments. Regular financial reviews are essential to staying on track and ensuring you're meeting your savings goals. Use these tips to cut expenses, save more, and take control of your finances. Be disciplined, stay focused, and watch your financial situation improve. If you really want to save money, you need to follow these tips. Stop spending money on unnecessary things, negotiate your bills, cook at home, use public transportation, adopt a minimalist lifestyle, shop smart, automate your savings, avoid credit card debt, and review your finances regularly. It's in your hands. Well, if you've come this far and haven't internalized these lessons, you're wasting your time and your chance to change your life. This book is not for the weak. It's for those who are tired of living in financial mediocrity and want to take control. First, we understand that the connection between emotional control and financial health is undeniable. If you can't master your emotions, your finances will always be at the mercy of chaos. Uncontrolled emotions, such as stress and anxiety, lead to impulsive and disastrous financial decisions. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, are directly linked to reckless financial behaviors. If you don't control your emotions, you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over. The goal of this book is simple: to help you understand and improve your emotions to achieve financial stability. If you don't develop a strong and confident mindset, you will continue to be a slave to your emotions, making financial decisions based on fear, anxiety, and impulsiveness. This book has provided you with the tools and strategies needed to master your emotions and, consequently, your finances. Emotional control is the ability to manage your emotions, especially in high-pressure situations. This means not letting panic take over when the stock market drops, or letting anxiety paralyze you when facing an important financial decision. Without emotional control, your finances will be a disaster. And this isn't a possibility, it's a certainty. We explored how emotions directly affect your financial behavior. When you're stressed, anxious, or angry, your financial decisions reflect this negatively. Studies have shown that people under high emotional pressure tend to spend more impulsively and make risky investments without proper analysis. Uncontrolled emotions destroy your ability to make rational and well-founded decisions. We studied real cases of impulsive financial decisions and how they ruined lives. Examples of people who lost everything because they couldn't control their emotions. These stories serve as a warning that without emotional control, your finances will always be at risk. Learning from others' mistakes is crucial to avoid repeating the same failures. We provided practical strategies to recognize and control your impulses. Techniques like meditation, self-observation, positive visualization, and regular check-ins with yourself are fundamental. Studies have shown that these practices increase self-awareness and improve the ability to manage emotions, leading to better financial decisions. We discussed how stress and anxiety negatively affect your financial decisions. Chronic stress and anxiety paralyze your ability to think clearly and make rational decisions. Techniques to reduce stress, such as meditation and physical exercise, are essential to maintaining calm and mental clarity during financial planning. Developing a positive and confident mindset is crucial. Practicing gratitude, visualizing success, and continuously seeking learning are powerful tools for building this mindset. Studies have shown that these practices increase emotional resilience and improve the quality of financial decisions. Creating a financial plan that takes your emotions into account is vital. This means making a realistic budget, setting aside money for emergencies, investing in your personal development, and seeking support when necessary. A financial plan that doesn't consider your emotions is doomed to fail. Budgets that include space for personal enjoyment are more sustainable in the long term. Finally, we provided tools to maintain emotional control during financial planning. Using emotional journals, finance apps, deep breathing techniques, and social support are essential to maintaining discipline and mental clarity. If you want to achieve financial success, follow these lessons, control your emotions, and take charge of your financial future. Now, you need to understand something once and for all. Your financial health is not just about numbers in a bank account. It's about freedom, dignity, and peace of mind. Getting your financial health in order means much more than paying bills and saving money. It means achieving the freedom to choose your own path without being a slave to debt or unforeseen events. Imagine a life where you don't constantly worry about the next bill, where a medical emergency or unexpected car repair doesn't throw you into despair, where you can plan vacations, invest in your children's future, and even retire with dignity. All this is possible when you take control of your finances. It's not just about having money. It's about living without the constant fear of not having enough. Studies show that financial problems are one of the leading causes of stress, anxiety, and even depression. They affect your mental health, your personal relationships, and your work performance. Financial stability is directly linked to happiness and overall well-being. But none of this happens without effort. No more excuses. No more procrastination. No more waiting for a miracle. Taking control of your emotions and your finances is the only way to change this reality. It's time to be brutally honest with yourself and face your fears and insecurities head-on. You have the power to transform your life. It's in your hands to decide that you will no longer be a victim of circumstances, that you will make conscious decisions based on reason, not momentary emotions, that you will build a solid future where financial worries do not define who you are. Imagine the relief of knowing that you are in control, that every decision you make today is bringing you closer to financial freedom, that you are building a life where money works for you, not the other way around. So I urge you, take control. Take responsibility for your emotions and your finances. Don't let fear, anxiety, or impulsiveness rob you of your future. Financial stability is not a distant dream. It's an achievable goal, but only if you are willing to fight for it. Stand up now and decide that today is the day everything changes. That you will dedicate yourself to learning, planning, and acting with discipline and determination. That you will seek the necessary support, practice gratitude, and visualize your success every day. You can do this. You deserve this. And from this moment on, you will take the reins of your financial life and never look back. Do this now and transform your life forever.